Hey Grizzly fans, welcome to another Grizzlies Spotlight. I'm your host, Brett McMillan, and joined today by catcher Michael Pear. Michael, thanks for spending some time with us today.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Well, the first thing that we have to get to, if anybody's heard Michael on the radio with us before on the network, they know that he's a pretty good speaker. You're a broadcast major, or you were, at Central Arkansas. You're the only guy on the team that we have do these videos with us that kind of has been on the other side. How come you decided to major in that?
It was just always something I was kind of interested in. Growing up, I always watched SportsCenter. It was honestly probably one of the only shows that I watched. So I just always grew up watching those guys, calling highlights and calling games, and it always seemed pretty cool to me. How cool would it be to get paid to watch sports and announce them or call a highlight, put clips together and stuff. So it was between after junior college, it was either broadcast journalism or health education or something. So kind of made the decision easier.
I've seen, or I haven't seen, but I've heard that your demo tape is pretty good, Michael. So when you're done playing baseball, which probably will be a little while from now, is that the plan, to do a little broadcasting?
I'm not 100% sure yet. There's, like you said, hopefully there's a lot of time left in my baseball career that I can figure out what I really want to do. But I had an internship in broadcast journalism. I worked out at a news station down in Texas, and it was pretty fun. It was a good experience. So wherever life takes me, I'm just going to kind of go with it. It was definitely fun, and I think, like I said, it would be awesome to get paid every day, just go out and watch sports events, video sports events, and put clips together and announce over those. But we'll see.
Well, let's get into the baseball. This year, you've had a nice year in a couple different roles for the Grizzlies. You're a guy, actually, that was picked up at the draft this year, which was held here at GCS Ballpark. What was that process like, Michael?
The actual workout was it was long, but it was definitely a good experience. Obviously, it was worth coming to because I ended up getting a job here and, like you said, having a pretty decent year so far. And it's definitely, this league is a lot better than the league I was in last year. It was just the way this league is run is very professional as compared to where I was last year, and it's been a blast. There's a lot of guys out here. There's a lot of young guys that are out here really trying to make it, and everybody works hard. You come here to the clubhouse 6 hours before you're supposed to be here, and you see 5 or 6 other guys in the clubhouse. And last year it was, you get to the yard an hour before you're supposed to be there, and still you're the first one there. And when guys do show up, there wasn't much enthusiasm. So it's been honestly, it's one of the most fun experiences I've ever had playing baseball. It's a great clubhouse. Phil's a great manager. Bro, Marty. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm glad I ended up coming to that workout.
Grizzlies decided they were going to draft you. Phil Warren sits you down and he says, listen, we've got this guy named Landon Hernandez. He's the catcher. He's been the catcher for a long time, and he'll be the starter in 2013. But you can come in and DH, maybe play catcher every once in a while, but basically here's what we can offer you and take it or leave it. Does that crush you a little bit as a baseball player? Is it hard to hear those words, or does it motivate you?
It definitely motivates. It's really neither. It's, I had the discussion with Phil. Hey, I saw that, you have a guy that's obviously legit. He's put up a lot of great numbers in the past, really good defensively, good hitter. And I talked to Phil about it before. Hey, I see you got Landon. Kind of what's the deal? And he, just like you said, he said, come in here and battle for a DH spot, maybe somewhere else in the field, be the backup catcher, catch every couple of days. And, all I can ask for is at-bats. And if I'm getting at-bats, and that's fine with me. Landon's obviously earned his spot here, and I would never expect to take that from him. He's earned it. He does a great job night in and night out. And I'm just going to be ready when my name's in the lineup card and do everything I can to help the team win.
Since there are days sometimes where you're not in the lineup or you'll come in late in a game and pinch hit, you have to be ready at any time. Mentally, I imagine that is quite the grind. How do you stay sane, Michael, throughout the grind of this season and not just throw the bat down one day and say, man, this is just tiring, I'm going home? How do you stay with it?
It's just having a positive mindset all the time. I used to be a guy, honestly, I was a little bit of a head case before, but, just in growing and maturing through the game, I've learned a lot. Last year, I talked bad about the league I was in last year, but there were a lot of older veteran guys that I learned a lot from, just about the mental approach to the game day in and day out. A lot of old AA, AAA guys that have grinded out long seasons, and I learned a lot about staying ready, kind of I wouldn't call it meditating, but really getting locked in before games, kind of visualization, stuff like that. And it is hard when you're not playing every day, when you got 4 or 5 days off, and then you got to go back and see 92-mile-an-hour fastball. But it's just, I mean, you can't use that as an excuse. You never can. It's you have to be ready when your name's called. It's a cutthroat game, and if you're not producing, somebody else will. And you have to really stay sharp, like you said. You have to be mentally sharp. You have to be physically sharp. So just trying to show up to the field early, get my work in, and hopefully be ready.
In affiliated baseball, there are advanced scouts, especially at the AAA and Major League level, of course. There's video. You don't have any of that as a guy who's coming in to pinch hit. So on your end, you can get cage work in. You can have your body ready. You can mentally be prepared. But is there anything that you can do or that you do to know that, all right, if I face this guy in the 7th inning in this situation, here's how he might work me?
It goes back to just kind of the visualization aspect. A lot of times, as cheesy as it sounds, I'll just close my eyes and try to put a pitcher out 60 feet, 6 inches away from me and kind of go through wind-ups and see, just try to see release points out of the hand, try to see fastball coming out, try to see a breaking ball coming out, changeup coming out. And, obviously it's not going to be the same thing that the guy throws you, but, close enough to where you kind of have a feel when you go in there. It's a little difficult when you're down there catching pins for 6 innings and you got no clue that you're about to pinch hit, and Phil says, "Hey, Pear, come down and hit." But you got to be ready. It's something you can't use it as an excuse. You always have to be ready, and usually about the 4th or 5th inning, I'll be down there and I'll just start trying to see some pitches just in case my name's called. And a couple of pinch hit at bats that I have had this year, I felt like I've had productive at bats. So it's definitely something that's working. It's a system I've got going, and I'm gonna stick with it.
Michael, you are, as we mentioned, you were a broadcast journalism major at Central Arkansas, so I want to do something for a first on the Spotlight. I want you to throw this one to the close. Just tell everybody, well, you know the drill, who we are and what they've been watching, which is the Grizzlies Spotlight. I'll give you the mic.
Can I get any tips here? It's been a while since I've done something like this.
I don't think you need tips from what I've heard. You're just going to square up. Normally what I would say is, fans, thanks for joining us on the Grizzlies Spotlight. For Michael Pear, I'm Brett McMillan. We'll see you next time. Simple as that. But you can feel free. Mix it up. Do what you need to do. This is your pinch hit appearance right here as far as broadcasting.
Do I get to interview you now?
I don't think we have time for that.
Fans, thank you for joining us. My name is Michael Pear, here with Michael Pear, doing the interviewing and the interviewee. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your support.